What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to our coverage of Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta Defined. Last time, the battle at Kilimanjaro began. Quattro failed at killing Jamatov. 4 got into the Gundam and faced off against Camille. Also, Roberto was killed in action. This time, the Argama launches the Zadkill. Camille saves the day, and Haman plans for their journey to Earth. So let's get into this. 4 hears Camille's voice. She runs towards the voice until she finds Camille. Suddenly, she wakes up. Namikar yells at her to get into the Gundam, but her comms are off. She increases her Psycho Wave output to max, but she seems to be able to control it and contain herself. Camille tells 4 to open the Psycho Gundam's cockpit, but it won't happen. She is certain this is Namikar's doing. 4 tells Camille to look out above them. It is Jared in the Bjarlant. He drops down with his beam saber at the ready. 4 shoves Zeta Gundam out of the way. She takes the brunt of the attack. The Bjarlant's beam saber takes out the Psycho Gundam, killing 4. Camille grabs 4 from the cockpit. How did you get it open? As Camille screams out for 4, Quattro and Amado are able to sense him. Amado is still fighting against Rosamia and the Gap Plant. He tries to gain altitude and drops down on the mobile suit, but it doesn't work on her this time. Amado wonders if he is fighting a new type. Camille is able to get a pulse on 4. She is still alive. The Kilimanjaro base defenses still have 1 more missile launch system. They will fire in 60 seconds. The base commander tells all the mobile suits in the area to defend. The Zadkill is ready to fire. They are almost to the drop point. The Kilimanjaro defenses are focusing on the Argama, but they can't defend themselves until they drop the Zadkill, as they don't want to risk messing up the trajectory. Also, Bright Orgasm Face, Appley and the Xeon girls head towards the other missile gate, but this time they will have to handle a lot of mobile suits defending it. Camille gets back into the Gundam with 4. He purges the extra armor, allowing him to transform, and he takes off. Appley's team isn't doing well, and nothing is happening to the missile bay. Hayato rushes over. He may have to use the Aldumla to blow it up. He orders a retreat of the mobile suit forces as the Aldumla moves in. The mobile suit pilots all disobey their orders. This one's for Roberto! Appley and Shannon want to ensure Hayato's path is clear. Amado's new tactic is to just stay still. The Gap Plant is too fast and hard to target. I assume most weapons are depleted at this point. Meanwhile, Jamatov's shuttle jettisons into space. A hailstorm of beams hit the Aldumla as they come barreling in. Shannon is a ninja and dodges the beams with ease. I want to know more about the helmsman of the Aldumla. Baseball cap and sunglasses? This guy needs to meet this guy. The Garuda fires its beams and ballistics. The missiles fire. Some go down, but 28 make it through. Appley and the others try to shoot them down. 11 are able to break through the atmosphere. The rest is up to the Argama. Meanwhile, in space, Taurus and Segusa tell Bright missiles are approaching and they may want to change course now. But still, Bright holds steady. Amado is able to take care of a missile or 2, but the Gap Plant transforms and engages in close combat. Amado's blade is faster and he slices through the Gap Plant. Rosamia ejects. Amado was able to get all but 1 missile. Bright and the crew salute each other. They are holding this post, but they are launching this bitch. That is when Camille rushes up to the stratosphere. He takes aim and fires, taking out the final missile. Kilimanjaro base commander tells a subordinate to pray to his god. The Zadkill launches. It fires down on Kilimanjaro base, taking it out along with the commander. The outer wall breaks down. Because he didn't stick to the plan, Quattro left without the Red Zero Shiki. 1 Titan's officer notices this. At a Karaba base in Oslo, 4 is rushed to a medbay. She is stable but not responding to external stimuli. Camille has her meds. He collapses from exhaustion. Rekoa was hoping to give something to Quattro, but he and Kai went to a relay station off the coast of Madagascar. The loss of Appley is getting to him. He Skypes with Wong and Blex. They were successful, but he lost the Zero Shiki and let Jamatov get away. Captain Manidi was able to help with the situation with Fa. Wong says female civilians are better than AU commanders. You're trash, Quattro. Quattro says, pleasure talking to you, Wong. On the Radish is all the Fetties that were saved from the lunar incident. Many are in shock that the Titans would try to murder them. Fa brings them food. It is going to take them 6 days to reach the hidden base near Side 2. They aren't going back to the moon, but Fa wants to head back before they could take off. She wants to thank the people who helped them with the operation. Hinken goes fine. Anyone else wants to go? The entire bridge raises their hand. I feel like you shouldn't allow this, Hinken. You guys gotta go. Meanwhile, the Titans return to Grips. Yazan is giving his report to Bask, but he leaves out everything regarding Paptimus. He hates that he is playing into the man from Jupiter's hand. He gets a call from Mawar. She says, hey, so yeah, our new Kilimanjaro base is completely destroyed. Yeah, sorry. He goes, destroyed? What do you mean destroyed? We didn't even open yet. She spends the next 32 hours transporting Jamatov back to Grips. She and Jamatov debrief Bask on the situation. They show him images of Zeta Gundam. Jamatov wants to promote Moir, but she requests that she is allowed to return as a mobile suit pilot under Jared. They allow it and still promote her, though her commander is now a lower rank. She also wants to bring Karen along with her. She was helpful at Kilimanjaro and was also the one to spot the Red Zero Shiki in the snow. Jamatov plans on bringing up the Ayug's crimes during the Federation's General Assembly in Dakar. Around Axis, Ilya and Gerald are training with Haman in the new Kubli. They both can't keep up. Later, the three are walking in the halls of Axis when they run into Puru. Haman visits Jelk, or Jorg, it changes depending on the translator. The guy who took over for Sumeri. There is still an input lag with the funnels that they need to fix. Axis is heading to Earth soon. At Ambrosia, Ebonheart gets a call in the middle of the night. It happens to be Haman. They're heading back to Earth soon. Of course, she asks about Shar. Ebonheart tells her about the attack at Kilimanjaro, but in the process, accidentally mentions the Titans. She wants to know more of this new Federation force. Whoops, Ebonheart messed that one up. Scirocco tells his people of the Titans who dropped a colony on Aldrin City. He decides in the moment that they are no longer a part of this organization and will work on their own. He will either force the Titans to be absorbed by Scirocco's fleet, or they will join forces with the AU. But they will not bend to the will of the Titans. At Oslo, Camille is concerned about 4. She seems to be stable, and they plan on transferring her to an Anaheim Electronics facility on the moon. Camille overhears Rekoa and Quattro talking about how this intel will ruin the morale of Kuraba. It is something that she shouldn't have withheld. He says it is unacceptable, and he gives her a slap. We only hear it, and we don't see what happens, so my question is it a Bright slap, or was it a Wong slap? I have a feeling it was more of a Wong slap. You never go full Wong. After Quattro leaves, Camille comes in to see if she is okay, but he tells him to leave her alone. There are so many units to repair and not enough parts or manpower to do it in the time needed. Everyone is trying to fix the Aldumla. Someone tells Hayato that Apoli was crying in his sleep last night. Aw, he misses his best buddy. They're trying to fix the shoulder of the Nemo. Sumeri goes into detail that they just can't slap a Gem 2 shoulder joint on a Nemo to Renee, Nora, and newcomer Chan. She sees Amado with Beltorchica, and she seems a bit jelly, but just a bit. She's got work to do. Quattro talks to Amado about Camille and 4. He thinks the two should be separated, and that 4 should be viewed as a threat. But Amado thinks they should make her a member of the team. The two argue, and Amado thinks he is just manipulating Camille to do his bidding instead of understanding his feelings, like new types should. They don't come to an agreement. On the moon, a person comes limping onto the base in bandages. It happens to be Sarah. Her report says that she was outside the colony drop radius, and her car was flung off the road. She is absorbed into this Titan's regiment. Of course, she is once again doing some spying for Scirocco. Moir is doing some training in a Marasai. She hasn't been in a mobile suit since the Hyzak. Yazan is watching and wants her on his team. He gets a call from Sergeant Major Yarumina. She informs him that Sarah survived, but he already knows that she is doing her thing for Scirocco. Blex is talking to Catherine from Char's deleted affair. They are talking about now that the AU public perception is low, Char appearing to the world is the one thing that can help them in the moment. Moir is helping Jared while he is recovering. Dude, you were on the offensive. How'd you get injured? He notes that Rosamia is recovering faster because she is a cyber new type. Since Moir was saved by Jared back at Jaburo, she is going to stay by his side. This is why she became a mobile suit pilot again. Kai is making his leave as he isn't a full-time Kuraba member. Before leaving, Quattro gives him the data chip with the intel Rekoa gave him. It proves that the Titans are indeed in possession of nuclear weapons. He doesn't want to send the data over the comms and wishes Kai to give it to the higher-ups. He would himself, but he is out of time. Scirocco wants Sarah to remain at the base and delete some biometric data. She is going to need to hack into high-clearance systems. Scirocco uses his new type charm to convince her to do it. They will also need to find this contact Fa that was on the moon. Scirocco says, "Oh, don't worry, leave the psychosexual manipulation to me." He literally has a look in his eyes and sets his sights for Fa. Run, Fa, run! And that will do it for this episode. It is interesting to know that once Scirocco became a new type, he decided, I'm going to use this power to emotionally manipulate girls. Not only that, but it kind of works, considering that Mariaism from UC 153 is a religion loosely based off of Scirocco's philosophy of motherly love. Next time, Quattro asks Rekoa to spy on Camille and 4. Shannon meets with Jematov's assistant, and Blex will be assassinated. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, Scirocco is the top 10% of male Tinder users. You just can't compete with him. Peace.